If you're in a relationship in which you are required to restrict your values, to pull your values in other words, those things that are important to you that you're passionate about. Now, I want to make a distinction here. There's a difference between a value and an addiction. There's a difference between something that really moves you, touches you, inspires you, makes you want to be a better person, that leaves you with a feeling of fulfillment, and something that you like because it's an addiction, because it helps you to avoid facing responsibilities or reality, and keeps you from actually growing and developing, and actually has a harmful effect either on your health, your well-being, or your financial well-being, or the well-being of the people around you. I wouldn't call that a value, okay? And some people like to portray their addictions as values. And so I want to make a distinction here, that there is a big distinction between values and those things that you are compulsive about, those things that you feel that you must have in your life, and begin to look at what are really core values. And your core values, you know, if I gave you a list of 50 values, you would probably say, well, geez, pretty much all of those, I value all those things. You know, most of them, and most people would value the things that are on if I gave you a list of 50 values. I think that, you know, I saw a list recently of about 57 values, and I couldn't think of another one that wasn't on the list. So it seemed to be a pretty complete list of values, of people's values. And, you know, there were very few of them on there that I would say, well, that's not important to me. So what I'm talking about when I say a core value is simply this: something that when it's missing, you are not yourself. You're just not yourself, okay? And those core values are pretty simple, and they are, there's probably 3 or 4 of them in your life. You know, one of my values is integrity. When there's no integrity, I'm just not well. When I'm with people that don't have integrity, it sort of bothers me. I feel uncomfortable, and in some cases I'm just completely repulsed, or I just don't like it, or sometimes it'll really make me angry. But in other words, one of the ways you may know what your values are is that when it's missing, you're all out of sorts. You're not well. You may be even passionately angry about it or upset. And when that value is present, you feel complete, you feel whole, you feel fulfilled. You may even be moved to tears. You may be inspired and get goosebumps. If you are living your core values, you will be challenged, but you will be happy and fulfilled. If you really want to make a difference in life, if you really want to be happy and fulfilled in life, if you want to be motivated, if you want to have a life that leaves something for your family and friends, your culture, your nation, then it's very, very important that you begin to find what are your 2 or 3 core values and make sure you have that in your life all the time. It doesn't mean that you will never have challenges or that you will never have problems. In fact, if you stand for a value, what you will begin to see is everything that is not that. You'll begin to see all of the things that are not that. You know, I have a friend who, for whom cleanliness is very, very important. Okay, and whenever I've gone to a restaurant or any place with him, what he sees is every little piece of dirt or lint or something that's not there, that's there that is not clean. You know, they put the silverware on the table, it looks great to me, but he's like, he sees if there's anything at all on the glass or on anything. So even if the floor over there has something on it, it bothers him. You know, now some people may say, well, he's obsessive compulsive, right? I don't think it's quite that bad with him. It's just that, like, he wants the world to be clean and orderly, and it bothers him when it's not, right? So he sees everything that's not clean and orderly. So it makes me nervous when he comes to my house or gets in my car or whatever, because, you know, what's he going to see that I don't see, right? So when I said I value integrity, I also value honor. And both of these things, you know, integrity can be measured, but honor really cannot. And so I realized that I created a problem for myself by valuing honor, but I noticed that when it's present, when I am in a situation, or when I see it in a film, or I hear it in a poem, or I see an interaction that embodies or manifests a honor, the self-respect, the kind of love and nobility and dignity that is brought forth, usually in a masculine sense. I begin to distinguish that people value honor, but the ones who suffer when it's not there are men. I've noticed that men have a sense of honor that when they are not living in correlation with their honor, in other words, if they're not manifesting their honor, if they are not living an honorable life, put simply, that they suffer. They suffer mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So honor and integrity, I notice, were something that's not only important to me, it's important to men.